guys, it's Russell back, and on today's video we are going to be changing the oil in the 2006 Toyota Tundra. This has the 4.0 liter V6 engine in it. I just did a video on doing the engine flush, which I had not done previously to that. And yeah, so after you do the engine flush, you need to immediately go ahead and drain the engine oil. That's what we're going to do next, and then I want to talk to you guys about why I'm changing this oil with just a little over 4,000 miles on it. Alright, so I have this piece of tinfoil right here on the front cross member because it gets a little messy if the wind blows at all and gets on here, so this will prevent that. 14 millimeter. Make sure you're draining the engine and not the transmission. This is going to be really, really hot. All right. Oof. Yep. It's hot. I don't know why they didn't put the drain plug just a hair bit further forward, but they didn't. So while this is draining, let me get back top side and we'll discuss about why I'm draining this oil. And look, it's still got a nice caramel color to it. Why I'm draining the oil now with, I'll give you the exact mileage. Alright, so here is the question. Why am I changing this oil now? It has 4,527 miles on it. And this is what I put in last time. You can go watch the video. Amsoil Signature Series 5W-30. I did it exactly 365 days ago. It was June the 12th, 2021. So there's two reasons. Number one, I wanted to do the engine flush because I was not able to do that when I changed over the Amsoil. And number two, it's been a year. So what I could have done is I could have pulled an oil sample, changed the oil and filter, and ran it another year easily. I don't drive this truck a whole lot. 90% of my driving is stop and go. City type driving, so you know, 4,527 miles in a year is nothing. So if I was strapped for money, yeah, I could run it another year easily, but I mean, why? So please don't say, oh, you're wasting your money, you should have done whatever, Mobile One. That's fine. Look, this is not a lot of money over a course of a year. And what I want to do is I want to show you guys what it looks like inside the filter with magnets. I've had people comment saying that magnets don't do anything on filters. Well, we're going to cut this filter open. It's only got 4,500 miles. And I will show you that there will be ferrous iron particles on the outline of where the magnet is on the other side of the filter. It's just what happens. I mean, the engines wear. I don't care what kind of oil or that you're running, the engine is going to wear a little bit. And super fine microparticles that the filter can't catch, well, the magnet catches it, so why not use a magnet? Anyway, let me get the oil filter off here. Alright, so I used my oil filter cutter here to slice open the top of the oil filter. And there's the little drain back valve. There's the filter element. Ah, this oil is really hot still. And see if I can see. All right. Can you guys see where the magnet was? Let me take this outside where the sun is. You may be able to see it better, but it's clear, a clear delineation where the magnets were. All right, so hopefully you'll be able to see this in the camera. Oops. So right here is where the big magnet is. See that big magnet right there? That's the outline of the big magnet. That's just ferrous particles, iron particles that get past the filter, and then you can see the two. They have two other little magnets. I moved them a little bit when I was twisting the filter off with my hand, but you can see the big magnet right there, and then right there the two little ones right there. And yeah, so for people that say magnets on filters don't work, and this is only 4,000 miles. I've had filters that had 20,000 miles on it, and it's not a whole lot more ferrous particles, but there is, you know, you're gonna get some wear. It's an engine, it wears. So it's gonna wear far less with the Amsoil in there, that's for sure. But anyway, I just wanted to show you guys that. I thought that was very interesting for those that think magnets don't work. And all you have to do is just get some magnets and just stick them on the side and be done with it. So let them, that's just passively pulling out some of the ferrous particles that make it through the filter. All right, so I've got the new drain plug washer on there. Got everything buttoned up underneath. And now is the fun part. We're gonna add, I believe it's around 4.5 quarts of the Amsoil Signature Series. So we'll let it run a few minutes, check for leaks, and then I'll be back. So everything's great. The level was right at the full mark. Took a little bit more than 4.5 quarts. I'm going to say 4.75. So what I think I'm going to do next time, I'm not going to put enough miles on this truck to warrant an oil change more than annually. I probably will put around 6,000 miles or so on it, because I am using the truck a little bit more. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do an oil analysis. I won't do an engine flush again. So I'll do an oil analysis on there and let you guys see what the what Blackstone Lab actually says is the condition of the oil after relatively low mileage again. It probably will be more than 4,000 miles, but we'll see. But definitely, hey, listen, I'm going to always say this. You can't change your oil too much, even with the Amsoil. If you like to run a different oil, that is awesome. I would tell you, for sure, if you're going to run a different oil, change it sooner. I ran the Castrol GTX for decades, and that's just regular conventional oil. And I think I probably did every 3,000. Maybe back then in the 80s, 5,000, that was unheard of. You were destroying your engine if you did that. But oil technology's changed so much. Even the cheap oils, like I'm just gonna say like Walmart Supertech or something like that, is relatively good oil. You can definitely go longer than 3,000 miles for sure. But I don't know. I've used Amsoil since the 90s. I'm not an Amsoil fanboy. I just really like the product. And I use it in absolutely everything I have. I've never had an oil-related failure. In fact, the Jetta, if you go back and watch some videos on that, I had an oil cooler O-ring let go on me when I was driving it, and basically it emptied out all the oil. And I knew I had to drive about a mile with 0 oil pressure, and I knew that with the Amsoil that was in there, that it wasn't going to have any damage. So, and it didn't. And that's the second vehicle I've ever had to have no oil pressure with the Amsoil in it. So eventually, if I had kept driving, obviously it's going to end up causing damage. You know, it is what it is. But if there's regular oil in there, it would have toasted that engine. Anyway, that's the story. So if you are considering using or changing the oil sooner, don't feel bad about it. Hey, it's only money.